let's go. Let's hit the
Over.
ground. Let's hit the ground running. Let's make sure we're live, coming live from O2 Arena, so we're actually live on stage.
Over.
Hello.
And welcome to Modern Art is Rubbish, episode number 49.
Tom, you're taking my lines. Actually, what we're doing is I'm pretending that I'm live on stage, so I can. Oh.
Do you want me to be the audience?
Yeah, pretend we're live on stage because I keep making too many mistakes when I'm recording this.
Get off! Get off, you
Oh, you heckler. Stop it. You can't tell us to get off stage because we've got some good stuff to talk about.
Woo! Woo!
See how easy I win the heckler over. Yes. So, Tom, today, coming up, we've got a couple of news stories about a Picasso, a smuggled Picasso. Not actually smuggled, unsuccessfully smuggled. Anthony Gormley's been getting a bit upset. And I want to talk about our trip to London. And I went and see a couple of exhibitions and we went to see the work of an artist that we know, Elizabeth Eade, as well.
In Shoreditch.
In Shoreditch.
Shoreditch was good, wasn't it?
Yeah. What was her exhibition was called I Know You Are, But What Am I?
So yeah, Shoreditch was great, all the little cafes and that.
Really, really nice.
We just walked around for an hour before the show, didn't we? It was quite a
did.
funky little area, isn't it?
Except we went in a bookshop with a smelly basement. Do you remember that?
Yeah, well, it reminded me of Hove, because of the damp.
Well, have you got a smelly basement?
Well, I don't know. It's just wet, in it. Old houses are just a bit damp smelling, aren't they?
Speaking of damp, we got an incident relating to a yacht, and I found a Picasso, or a Picasso that was unsuccessfully smuggled out of the country.
It got damp, did it?
Well, no, it didn't get damp, but it was on a yacht. It's kind of like there's a lot of dampness. Well, it's not dampness, is it? It's just sea, really.
Yeah, it's quite damp, the sea, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Of all the damp areas I can imagine, the sea is definitely right up there.
Yeah. Well, basically, in 2015, the French authorities seized a work. Now, this work was actually a Picasso painting from 1906 called Head of a Woman. And it was found on a yacht belonging to a billionaire Spanish banker. He's
someone who could afford the painting if he wanted to buy it.
It was his.
Oh,
it was actually his. But as we talked about in our Christmas special, he didn't have. What do you think he didn't have? No.
Well, he didn't have his Christmas turkey.
No. He didn't have his export license, and that's a big no. Because it's a national treasure. So this billionaire taking it out of Spain.
Is he a Spanish billionaire?
Yes, he's connected with the Santander bank.
And Corsica's owned by France, is that right?
Yes. So apparently what he was doing was he said he was taking the painting to Switzerland for safekeeping.
Yeah. But
the problem is that he had an export license apparently that was turned down. So...
but he's a billionaire, so he did it anyway.
He's a billionaire, yeah. Well, unfortunately for him, he went to trial and he's been fined £44 million and sentenced to 18 months in prison for taking his painting out of Spain without an export licence.
Yeah, is he going to have to serve that?
Well, there's an appeal going through, but the other thing...
He must have a legal team, being a rich gentleman.
Yeah, well, the other thing as well is maybe a bit harsh, but the painting's valued at $26 million. Well, there's a lot of pounds and dollars here. I don't know what that's in pounds. It's about
20 million.
20 million pounds. The Spanish have said, now we're taking it as well as part of the punishment. So he's got fined 44 million odd pounds, and they've also said, right, and we're going to take your painting as well.
All right, so it's a bit of a coup for the Spanish government.
Well, yeah, it seems a bit harsh. It's his painting. He's taking it out without an export license, which is a big no-no, of course.
Yeah, but the fine's then bigger than the value of the painting.
Yes.
Yeah.
So and the fine, and they've taken the painting, so that's additional to the fine. So
are they making an example of him?
Yeah.
Does this sort of thing go on quite a lot, but people don't get caught?
No, I think it's generally when it seemed to be when the British were going to other countries and going, oh, we'll have that.
Yeah.
We'll have that. I think we used to do it a lot in the past, didn't we? I think there's a lot of stuff that's been taken from from places. And do you remember that artwork we talked about?
Yeah,
quite a
absolutely. The
while
British
ago?
Museum.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, so we haven't got any retrospective export licenses for any of that stuff.
No.
We as a country.
No, they're just looking nice in there. I like the British Museum, but you do think how much has been stolen. It does come to my mind.
Yeah, Gaddafi said that Britain owed Africa $77 trillion, he reckoned, of stuff stolen.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
a lot of stuff.
I mean, that's just the value of the stuff stolen. Imagine what the fine would be.
Crikey. I went to a shop and I stole a 1p chew once when I was a child, and I felt really bad about it.
Yeah, but you didn't need an export license for that. I guess, is buying something from a shop the equivalent of an export license? I guess you're carrying it out the shop, aren't you?
Yeah. It didn't give me a...
Excuse me, do you have an export license for that?
Yeah, that 1p mojo. Right, on to the next story I was reading about was about Anthony Gormley. It's an exhibition I actually went to. I did a Facebook Live. Anthony Gormley is a British sculptor who's famous for his Angel of the North. That's his most famous. It's a massive sculpture in the north of England, and you can see it from a road, basically.
It's on a hillside,
yeah,
isn't it?
very, very visible.
Visible, isn't it?
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's just like a dream.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Oh, I've just got a text. Terry Jones has died.
What, Monty Python?
Yeah. Sorry about that. That's just come through. That was what the binging noise was.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm all depressed now. That's all right. Let's get on with the show. So at his exhibition, I went to it. One of the works is a thing you have to queue for because there's quite a lot of people wanting to get into it. It's like a giant body, but basically it's made out of steel, and it's 100 tons of cut steel, and you climb inside this body shape, and it's kind of like lots of different chambers, and it's all very square, of course, because it's made of steel plates, and it's very dark, and you have to find your way around. And, it's all kind of meant to be mysterious and kind of like almost spiritual.
Oh, right, yeah, a bit wink, wink, nudge, nudge, say no more.
Yeah. What? I don't know what that means, but there you go. But anyway, apparently a lot of people have been ruining the experience because you actually go through a dimly lit kind of like tunnel space that you have to... basically people have been turning on their phones to use the light to see their way around this dimly lit space.
Oh, the torches on their phones.
On their phones.
Yeah.
And stopping and taking selfies of themselves inside it. So basically it's completely ruining the experience of this kind of...
What, because of all the flashing and the lights?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because it's supposed to be about...
Dark.
Yeah, the dark and finding your way around and everything.
Yeah, but to be fair on all of it, it is a health and safety nightmare, isn't it? We could do a sketch about people walking around the exhibition. There'd be a lot of, oh, sorry, oh, ow.
Yeah, I mean...
So it wasn't like totally dark.
No.
So people didn't really need their torches.
No, it's just dimly lit, but they just thought they'd like to...
But I mean, when you're looking at artwork, you do like, I mean, I'm talking from my own experience, you do like to have a selfie when you're looking at the art.
Yeah, but that's the issue, because Gormley has now said he thinks it would be absolutely legitimate to ban mobiles inside galleries.
Oh, in all galleries?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, you could ban phones and selfies from this particular bit of artwork.
Which he's had to do.
Yeah, but then you could allow it in other places where it's not such a big issue, because it's a big issue for him because it's taken away from the experience. That's what I'm gathering.
But what's the point? If you go into an art gallery, you can buy a postcard that's far, far better quality than you could take of the painting.
Yeah, but on a postcard, you don't always see your own face there experiencing it. Do you know what I mean? It's like people like a selfie of them, like having the experience in whatever, the British Museum or inside Gormley's exhibit.
Yeah.
They want a picture of themselves, experiencing it so they can, add I was here. on their, social media, impress their friends, maybe? I don't know.
I don't know.
No.
We went to London, didn't we?
London, we went to London.
I went to a Bridget Riley exhibition. Now, Bridget Riley became famous in the 1960s for her kinetic art, which is kind of like very optical. It's called optical art, and it moves, and it's kind of it's almost like an optical illusion. You look at the canvas and it shimmers, and sometimes colours appear that aren't actually there on the work. I will put a link so people can see what the work is like, and we will be doing an optical art special very soon, Tom.
Excellent.
So I was interested in thinking it's all a bit sort of shimmery art and like moving and stuff. So I went up to two of the people that work at the Hayward Gallery, and I asked them the very intelligent question I actually said, does this do your head in? That's what I actually asked them. And I spoke to these two invigilators, and they actually said, no, it's actually quite meditative when you look at this work.
Were they only saying that because, the man or the owner of the gallery has the microphones all over the room listening to what they say? Oh, no, it's very meditative. I really like this work.
So it's interesting to hear how invigilators deal with being in galleries. And they said, no, the optical work didn't upset them. But what did, they said the previous exhibition.
We should start an invigilators union.
Yeah.
Because I feel like they're not being given a chance to express their displeasure at being an invigilator.
Oh, yeah.
They've so far, from what I've heard, they always go along with this is fine.
Well, no, they didn't know, because they was talking about the previous work, and they said because it was a video, it was a lot of video art. It was actually the one you went to. They were talking about the one about gender.
Oh, right, yeah. One of Joe's friends is in the...
Yeah, they said they knew.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. They said that they knew the videos off by heart eventually, what line for line, and they said in the end that became quite repetitive.
All right, yeah.
Yeah. They're actually quite interesting people. One was called Mary Show, and I asked her what she does apart from working at the Hayward, and she said she's a musician, and her music, I've just played it to you. It's good, isn't it? It's really interesting.
It's great. We listened to the track Over.
It's got a funky kind of Earth, Wind and Fire vibe. She's got a really strong persona in her videos and her work. So we'll put a link to that. And also the other invigilator was an artist called Jack Rooney, and he's really interesting as well. So we'll put a link to his work. I mean, he does kind of like work about, I think, cultural identity. And interestingly, one of his works is where he kind of does reverse pickpocketing. So he puts stuff on people.
Oh, like St. Nicholas.
Oh, yes. It's all coming back to our Christmas episode. So we'll put a link to his work. So it's worth checking out both their works.
Yeah. We've got to fill a pocket or two. Now a short advertisement break. Okay, customs, anything to declare?
No, nothing.
Sir, please, can you come and stand over here? Come and stand to the side. Let me have a look at your bag.
What? There's nothing.
Can you undo the zip for me, sir?
Okay.
Let's have a look here. Yes, this looks a bit mouldy. Do you want me to throw it away for you, sir?
Yeah, please. Yeah, that's all right.
Oh, now these prints. Do you have an export license for these high-quality, high-definition, printed-out turtle prints?
No.
Well, I'm afraid I'm going to have to take those from you. They can't leave the country. Unless you have a license, which it appears you don't, and you don't seem to care about it. I don't know why that is.
No, that's perfectly fine. No, you can take them.
What a twat! What an absolute twat! Go on, get away with you!
Why worry about taking your turtle art print out of the country? Just head over to modernartisrubbish.com, subscribe to our email list, and you will receive a free high-definition turtle artwork file to print off as many times as you want to, no matter where you are in the world.
Right, so on to the Elizabeth Eade show that we went to, which is actually at the basement of the Tram Shed restaurant in Shoreditch. It was actually called I Know What You Are, But What Am I? Now,
No, it's I Know You Are, But What Am I?
oh, right.
It's I Know You Are, But What Am I? Is the title. It's fine. Ignore me then.
Yeah, so that line comes from a, do you know where that comes from? It's a Pee Wee Herman quote, the American comedian.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And there was lots of different pieces, wasn't there, in this exhibition in the basement. And this was a big neon piece, wasn't it, cool?
Yeah, you see a lot of stuff. Like there's that one that was it Tracy Emin at King's Cross Station?
Yeah, there's Tracy Emin, and also there was the in particular, it was, so this is a neon, just to describe it, it's a neon sign that says, that has the words written, sort of joined up handwriting, I know you are, but what am I? That term is used quite a lot. There's a lot of people that you accuse someone of being racist these days, and they say, yeah, I know you are, but what am I? It's almost like serious, and yet it's very puerile, very childish. But I think that's the way that the political discourse in this country is like these days.
Oh, it's like a political work, that one, you think?
Yeah.
Because we chatted to Elizabeth, didn't we? What did she say about that one?
Oh, this is what she said.
Yeah.
I thought it was really relevant now because you're a racist. I know you are, but what am I?
Yeah.
That constantly comes up. These two sides, there's a really stupid side to it, and then there's a serious side to it, actually thinking about it.
Order! So, there was a lot of really interesting works, and the one that was there that we always talk about is her work, People Who've Pissed Me Off. But it's it's a work that prints off names of people that upset her. But what I was most interested in this time was the fact that to find out about how she actually updates it.
Oh, yes. All right, yeah, so it's like she updates it on her phone with some app.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's very, very modern.
Right, and this is what she said on it.
Can you do it remotely on your phone?
I can do it remotely, so live and direct, yeah.
There's no Tom or Marcus on that at the moment, is there?
You're in the bottom cupboard.
Oh.
Yeah.
People who did not piss me off.
No, I don't think either of you have ever pissed me off. I mean, everyone on there has genuinely pissed me off.
Yeah, we always talk about George Michael, but that was because he died, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And then his sister died.
Yeah.
I know. Oh, that was really sad, wasn't it? Bless. Yeah, there's a few like that depriving me of their presence on there.
Yeah.
If we made one, we'd put her on, wouldn't we?
What?
We'd put Elizabeth on, like if we made people who've pissed us off.
Why would we do that?
I don't know. Well, because would we put one on because she hasn't included us on her pissed off list?
Yeah, I'd like to be significant. I'd rather piss. It's better. They say, don't they? It's better to piss off someone than to be liked by someone.
Yeah. Do they say that?
No,
Who
they
says
don't.
that?
I don't know.
Yeah, the Herman's Hermits.
Why are you bringing up the 60s again? Oh, yeah, it's because I've talked about Bridget Riley. Yeah.
Oh, Bridget Riley. Is that Rachel Riley's mum, by the way?
Rachel Riley. Oh, no, Rachel Riley.
It's political discourse again.
Yeah. Let's not talk about Rachel Riley.
Yeah.
So the next piece to talk about was on a velvety canvas, and it was made of gold-plated rat bones, and it's called Bound for Glory, and they're kind of arranged in a mystical symbol, and we spoke to you about it.
Yeah, it was like a sort of
a big
necklace,
medallion man.
Yeah, it's like a medallion from a giant. I could imagine it on a bare chest.
Oh yeah, I think you did actually talk about your wish to have it on your chest.
Oh, did I? Yeah.
And also we asked her about where the name comes from. Bound for Glory.
This book called Bound for Glory, which is where the Boomtown Rats got their names. So it was a child gang that used to go into gold rush towns in America, and they used to bring all the corruption, gambling, prostitution, all the rest of it into the gold rush towns and strip all the money out. But in a sort of more sort of arty way, without context, just the idea of gold-plated corruption I kind of liked. And it's a mandala, and mandalas you're meant to contemplate the universe.
Wow.
I thought it was quite... And I got the rat bones from a Ukrainian witch.
So these are gold. We're looking at gold-plated rat bones.
But the rat bones really sort of lent themselves to these lovely sort of flowery shapes.
Oh,
and
cool.
the idea of meditating on rat bones I found quite amusing.
I like the idea of meditating on rat bones. Have you ever meditated on rat bones, Tom?
No, I just want to wear that on my naked chest.
You're never more than a couple of metres away from a rat in London. Is
Yeah,
that
what,
they say?
gold-plated rat bones?
No, just like living rats.
Oh, yeah. But I wouldn't
I
want
mean,
them on
they-
my chest.
Yeah. Goldfinger. So I don't know.
Right. The next piece we looked at was really interesting. It was called Net Realisable Value, and it looks like it's like a collection of African figurines that were rescued from the sea. And
It wasn't it written NRV like it was from the finance markets?
yes, it was. And
Like
that's,
it looked like net asset value.
yeah, and that's something that you talked about, didn't you? And,
Oh, right, yeah.
We'll play in the clip.
Okay.
So here's the clip. Here's the clip,
everyone. Buckle up, guys.
Oh wow, so this is not net realisable value, NVR. Calculate how much you could have sold the inventory for should it have not been damaged. Now subtract the original cost, advertising expenses and any other costs for handling such as shipping. The result is your net realisable value. That is what the inventory was worth to you. I'm looking at, they look like a display of ancient artefacts from somewhere like Egypt or Africa.
There was this event that happens in November 2017, and 26 girls, so they were between 14 and 18, were found dead off the coast of Italy, and they were being smuggled in to go into the sex trade in Italy. And so I made these 33,000 girls do that trip every year.
Wow.
For the appetite of European men. And 2 of them were pregnant. One of them was wearing a T-shirt that said, "I'm super happy."
And they're made from bronze, are they, or from copper?
They're clay, and I coated them in copper, and then I treated them with sea salt.
Oh, that's
So
why they've got
all the
sort of
green and
amazing
stuff
sort of
in there.
green tinge. So it looks like they've been in the sea. And then we asked her why she decided to do this work, Tom.
But it just seemed like really appropriate to do something of some value. They didn't have names. They got mentioned at a motocross event in Nigeria. That was their
That was
tribute.
it?
That was their tribute. So I sort of felt compelled to make some
So
sort of
I've
tribute
never even heard of it.
and some sort of comment about how we value life and how we maybe value black lives less than white lives. And
Yeah.
because this never even got, any press, any horror. The police turn a blind eye to it in Italy, and it's everywhere. It's pervasive over Italy. Isn't there?
So why did you pick realisable rather than asset?
It's a term from accountancy. It's literally, if you lost goods on a boat, this is how you'd work out, and you'd get your insurance claim in.
From Lloyd's.
So it's literally out of my...
The thing makes sense with this.
Yeah, and
that's
also
fine.
there's reference to Turner. Turner did these amazing paintings. Have you seen them with the slave ships going over? And he did this poem to go with one of his paintings. It's called Hope, Hope, Fallacious Hope. And he was saying, throw the slaves overboard so you don't sink. And so this was like my modern interpretation of what he was doing.
Wow.
Yeah, heavy stuff, man.
It's happy days. Happy days, yeah.
Monday, happy days.
So the next work we looked at was called One Piece of Silver, and it's a rather beautiful form of a falling woman, and it's suspended in mid-air on invisible threads, and it's just above a plinth which has like a grass-like covering. And we actually asked her for more detail about the work, and of course I have to keep mentioning you will have full pictures of these on the website.
modernartisrubbish.com.
And of course, I read and wrote all those extraordinary stories about all these people who died trying to access Europe. And there was only one woman on the list, and she didn't have a name, and she got on a plane somewhere in Africa.
Yeah.
She was coming over to England to see her children, and she actually climbed into the wheel bits,
Ooh.
and she fell off just outside Gatwick, and she was found in a village just outside Gatwick. And this happens quite regularly, but it's always men and children, young boys.
Dead or alive?
Dead. Because I'm in the height. So it's silver, and I've corrupted it with aviation fluid. So that's all these sort of markings on it. Again, it was just one of those things I thought needed to be marked as a thing.
Yeah, so it's suspended. It almost looks like it's floating on in sort of like the air just before she's about to hit the grass.
Of East Sussex.
Of East Sussex, yeah. An English country garden.
As a form, it's really beautiful. I really like it. Did you draw it and then have it created from a drawing, or did you sculpt it out of clay?
I drew it, and then I made it on an amazing thing online called Blender, a bit of freeware.
Oh, I know Blender. Yeah, I've done. And then it came out terrible. Anything I did, but
and I printed it.
Yeah, it's poetic license, isn't it? Because she didn't do the sculpture of the dead woman on the ground. It was in midair, looking beautiful.
Yeah, it's really beautiful. But
yeah.
the final work we looked at was called CMYK, and it's various colours. What were the colours, Tom?
It's CMYK Bomb, it's called.
Yeah.
And it's the colours that you might get in a printer.
Yeah.
Cyan, magenta, yellow and black.
Yeah. I don't know about you, but that always annoys me, the fact that if you want to print black on a printer and then you run out of those, any one of those colours.
Yeah, you run out of yellow, it won't print black.
Yeah. What's all that about?
Yeah, I mean, that is that what the Rolling Stones were singing about?
I don't know. They weren't talking about printing black.
Yeah, but
they would do these days.
Oh, right, yeah.
To go move with the times rather than paint it black.
They print it black.
Yeah. So it was interesting. So we actually asked her about, what it's about, because, I mean, not making light of it, it's quite a serious subject, but it's really, I really like the image as well of these.
Yeah, and it is annoying because they're expensive, aren't they, to do your printer inks?
Yeah.
If you like doing colour prints.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a pain in the arse when you got to replace them, isn't it?
Yeah, it is totally, yeah.
Yeah.
So we asked her about this piece, and this is what she said.
Smoke canisters and the CMYK, so out of those colours you can make anything, and it is. I took these to largest arms fair in Europe, where we set up an exhibition called Art of the Arms Fair, which we do every 2 years. And artists come and we raise money to do things like take the British government to court about their right to sell arms to Saudi. So this is what I made it for, to raise some money. I was lucky enough to exhibit with like Banksy and Anish Kapoor, who also get involved, bless them. And they're the people who pay to do these amazing actions, really amazing group of people. So it's just the idea that art can actually have real impact. It can actually do stuff.
Military impact.
Oh,
the
yeah.
M18, is that a military thing, M18?
Yeah.
Cigars.
No, there's smoke bombs there.
Smoke bombs, yeah. What about the bits on the bottom? Are they representative dates of anything?
No, they're all from actual smoke bombs.
Oh, right, yeah.
But the idea that via art we actually made some actual impact, not just sort of banner waving, but actually got the government to stop selling arms to Saudi, although they're still doing it because they're just lying to us. But
yeah, so it's kind of like the colour of smoke, isn't it?
Yeah.
So smoke is generally kind of a grey, boring colour, but with these 4 colours and the printer, like she was saying, you can make any colour out of them.
Writing would look quite pretty.
Yeah, writing, or smoke.
Yeah, smoke would look quite pretty.
Smoke bombs, yeah.
Art that actually can highlight issues.
Including the cost of ink, as we've discovered.
Yeah. Yeah. So, Tom, that's it for the show. I would like to also mention the Elizabeth Eade show is on, if you happen to be in Shoreditch in London, at the Hicks restaurant, and it's on till mid-March, and I'll put full details on the website.
Yeah, so it's 15th of March it ends, and she's the winner of the Hicks Award for Art 2018.
Which is a really good award, to get. Okay, so just to say, please subscribe and head over to the website, modernartisrubbish.com.
Modernartisrubbish.com.
If you want to get hold of us, you can join us on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter. And if you want to email us, info@modernartisrubbish.com. And all the links are on our website. So it's just buyers then, Tom.
Oh, and visit our Patreon page.
Yes, Patreon page.
Patreon.
Support the show.
Visit our Patreon page. I say Patreon. Why do you say Patreon? What's going on with that? Posher. What?
Because I'm posh.
Which one's posher?
Patreon.
And please visit our Patreon page at buckinghampalace.com/modernartisrubbish.
No, don't talk about the royals. It's getting all political again. Okay,
Right,
it's just buys in. One does a buy now.
Oh, yeah. Well, I can't do buys because I don't sweat.
Goodbye.